Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike three, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. 2 Lincoln locations, 1 in Omaha. And what pairs better with every type of meat and every type of cut? A nice bottle of wine or an ice cold beer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle, courtesy of our guy Kevin Meyer. Uncle Kev, welcome in.
Fellas, what's shaking?
I see it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it sounded like my back this morning.
Hey, but listen, we had a Han.
We did.
Sauvignon Blanc.
No,
we
had the Cabernet.
Oh, it was a Cabernet.
Yes, yeah. This is the Merlot.
That's a Merlot.
Yeah,
I knew it was a Han though.
Yeah,
that's deep red for you, Stricky.
It's deep red.
Still, a featured wine of the month at Meyer's Cork and Bottle. These are on sale for $10.99. Unbelievable good deal.
Goodness gracious, Strix.
And a little.
Oh, there it is.
Little clicky for Stricky.
Belated Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Kev.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Same to you.
Appreciate that.
Same to both of you.
Kids and wife treat you right on Sunday?
Yeah. The son and his wife came out, and me and the boy got on a good old fashioned game of horse in the pool. I'm still the reigning champion. Show the young buck what's up. And I put a couple of chuck roasts on the smoker in the morning.
Ooh.
And I've kind of begun to like smoking the chuck roast even more than a brisket.
Really?
Yeah. Comes out a little more tender, and it's not an 8-9 hour smoke. You can do it in about 4.5.
Ooh, that's a lunchtime.
Well, I put it on about 11, and then I think I pulled it about 4:30, so it was kind of an early dinner.
Nice.
But I could have done it faster, but kind of want to go low and slow and stretch out the day a little bit.
Do you season it the same as your brisket or differently?
Pretty much the same. Do a good steak rub, some fresh cracked pepper, rub it with a little bit of olive oil just to kind of seal all that in, create a nice sort of crust on the outside, and then go a couple hours low and slow at 2 1/4. And then double wrap it in foil, kick it up a little bit, 275, 300 maybe, and then just let it sit. And then when it's done, it's done.
Love it. My mouth is watering right now.
You ever do the salt and vinegar potatoes?
I can't get behind that combo.
Really?
I can't get behind it.
So I take potatoes and cut them thin, and then you boil them in vinegar.
Okay.
And then you get them about al dente, so not all the way cooked through, but mostly. And then spray them down with a little bit of olive oil. Put them in the oven, and then with some good sea salt, and finish them off. Get them nice and brown. You get the sea salt and vinegar potatoes. Man, they're good. They are so good.
Kev be doing that work.
I just can't do salt and vinegar. It's the vinegar for me.
Well,
but
some people have an aversion to that. The vinegar part of it is subtle. It's not as
good try, Stricky.
Stricky's got the alligator arms. He won't pass the Ducci to the right hand side over here. But you have to like that sort of taste, and I do. That sort of sour and salty thing going on.
I respect it. You handed the wine out first. What's the rationale for starting with the wine?
Because the drink is going to be sweet.
Okay.
And so
Merlot dry.
Right. You do sweet first, and it's gonna be like brushing your teeth and drinking orange juice.
Yeah, it's not gonna be bueno.
So this is Hans Merlot, and it's a feature at the shop, $10.99 a bottle. I wanted to bring in a Merlot because we don't do Merlot very often. And it's one of those things that, back when remember the movie Sideways? It's directed by Alexander Payne. He's actually from Omaha. It won all kinds of awards and whatnot. And the main character is Paul Giamatti, who's actually the son of A. Bartlett Giamatti, by the way, former commissioner of the NFL. And basically they're on a bachelor trip. They're supposed to be going golfing, and it's in wine country, so they're visiting some wine. His buddy, who's kind of just like a chump, like commercial actor type thing. All he's interested is basically chasing women at his own bachelor party, and it's just it's kind of a comedy. But one of the things he says is they're going to meet up with these girls for dinner, and he says, if anyone drinks any effing Merlot, I'm leaving. And a lot of the movie was about Pinot Noir. And what's interesting is that subsequently, after the movie came out and gained in popularity, Pinot Noir sales jumped by 300%, and Merlot sales dropped by 300%. And ever since then, Merlot's been trying to make a comeback. So,
will you believe that Merlot was my entry to the red?
Well, yeah, I would, because it makes sense. So a lot of people, when they first start drinking wine, you start with the sweeter stuff.
Yeah.
And the more wines you taste, the more your taste develop. And so you gravitate more toward the drier, richer, more full-bodied. And Merlot is a perfect segue into red because, number one, it wasn't intimidating for people to say, easy to pronounce, sort of
rather
meat.
than Pinot Noir,
Cabernet Sauvignon, whatever. Yeah, you can order that at a restaurant.
Well, people know Cabaret because
Cabaret.
Chicky.
I love you, man.
Not Cabernet, Cabaret.
Yeah, well, you know that too. But it's just less intimidating for people, and Merlot was basically providing a good value. Back there, we're talking in the 1980s, so you could throw $8 at a bottle of Merlot, and chances are you were going to be happy. Well, what happens when people start chasing paper instead of chasing passion. They're interested in cranking out some juice, not really worried about quality, just to have a Me Too brand. And so Merlot kind of became synonymous with plonk, which is basically, low quality stuff. And that's really not the case. There's some excellent Merlot out there, and especially at the end of the movie, his prized bottle that he ends up opening at a McDonald's and drinking out of a Dixie cup was a Chateau Cheval Blanc, which is one of the most prestigious wines in the world, is mostly made of Merlot, but they don't tell you that. So anyway, give the wine a shot and let me know what you think.
I like it.
It's not meant to knock your socks off. It's meant to
subtle.
be, this is your workhorse type of wine. Can go well with everything. You're spending $10. It's just kind of one of those that bring it to a picnic. It's got a screw cap. Let's not take it too seriously and just enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree. Just subtle, just a subtle, nice red.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Spicy.
nothing's gonna spike. Yeah, I mean,
smoky,
a little spicy,
a little
to
bit.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
That sort of, it's a little brighter than Cab. So to me, I get a little bit more like red cherry components out of a Merlot versus the black cherry components.
Right.
A little less of the vanilla, but a little bit lighter body, better for hot weather. Today is just steamy out. And so, a big, bold, dry red just doesn't sound as good. But something like this, you could even put a little, put in the fridge for about 20 minutes, put a little cool on it, and it'd be just fine.
Dry with a sweet, I don't say like a kick of sweet, but it's not like overpoweringly dry. Like
It's not
you
overpowered dry.
When if you want to be a wine nerd like me, they would call that fruit forward. So you get kind of the fruitiness of the grape up front, and then the dryness from the tannins and whatnot in the back. But basically, when the grapes are harvested, there's a lot of fructose, natural sugars in there, and so when you introduce yeast to that, the yeast consumes the sugar and ferments into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Now the the CO2 is allowed to escape. Obviously, the alcohol stays put, and that's where the dryness comes from, is essentially the absence of sugar because it was consumed out by the yeast. And that's winemaking 101.
Is the theme of the day the color? Because these two are not identical, but like the bottom of this glass with the shadow, right? The color looks about the same.
It looks pretty close, but no, I've never, this just came into the store.
What is it? Wham Bam, thank you, ma'am.
It's called Bomb.
Get on the floor and jam.
It is called Bomb, and it's a strawberry margarita boomin' hard seltzer.
Whoa.
Which, seltzers are like, hey, I'm only 90 calories and I'm 3.5% alcohol and no carbs and I taste like TV static. Well, this one goes the other way. This one's like, no, we're going to put sugar in there. It's going to come in at like 6 or 7%. It's a strawberry margarita bomb, and it's basically
bomb.com.
That's right. And it's so if a strawberry margarita and a seltzer made a baby, this is what it's supposed to be.
Strawberry
Just
margarita
so you know,
and a seltzer made a
that
baby.
last comment is going in your open in perpetuity.
Awesome.
That was incredible.
Oh, wow. Yes, sir. All day. Yes, sir. I'm with that. That's a patio pounder for Stricky.
It's sweet and tart. Doesn't taste like it has any booze in it at all.
No.
It looks
So
kind of
by
like a
two of
fruit
those, I'm
smoothie
litty.
in the glass.
Yeah. Like little strawberry bits.
Yeah, it tastes like a fresh strawberry, not like like strawberry.
Ooh, that's so good, bro.
Schnapps or Jolly Rancher strawberry.
How much are those going for?
These go for I want to say like $3.50 a can. So they're not cheap.
It's a 4 can or
they're just all singled out.
Singled out.
Yeah, we didn't get a ton of them in.
Okay.
But I can see them going off the shelf quickly.
Yeah. Listen, you need to go down and see Kevin Meyer at Meyer's Cork and Bottle for that. Thebomb.com. It's called Bomb Strawberry Margarita. Boom and pow. Yeah, go get that because that is good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I was wondering, like I'm listening to you tell me about this, Kev, and I'm like, all right, man. Yeah, Kev's in here capping right now. He's telling fibs. But that's actually the way you described it. It really is good.
And it's unapologetic about what it is. So, and I kind of like that too. Just own it.
If strawberries tasted like this, I would eat more of them. Maybe I just haven't had enough like good strawberries in my life, but I like that this is like a richer, fuller bodied strawberry taste than even like a natural strawberry.
It is. I will say if you get strawberries in season, which we're getting close to that right now, it's a difference maker. Out of season, they're grown in a greenhouse somewhere else. They're picked when they're still green so that they're ripe when you get them, and they've never had a chance to ripen on the vine like they should. Yeah.
Have you ever been to a strawberry patch?
Yeah, sure have. My mom used to take me there back at it used to be Roca Berry Farm before it was Roca Scary Farm. And we would, it was like, I don't know. We'd come home with pallets and pallets of strawberries. And I don't,
what did you do with those strawberry shortcake?
Well, she would do that with some of them. I think she would, make jams and jellies and then just can some and whatnot. And
you did the old school canning.
Oh yeah,
in and sit them down in the basement.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And picking those is no picnic in July. You're out there.
Yeah.
It's no fun, especially when you're an 8-year-old kid. You're like, I don't like strawberries that much.
Well, Kevy, listen, go down and see Kevy because Kevy took care of your boy. He knows his boy loves stogies, and he brought me a fresh one with a little dip on it.
Yeah. It's a Maker's Mark dipped stogie, and it's sealed off in the wax just like a Maker's Mark bottle. And I just want to say I appreciate you, Strick, and thanks for being the ultimate
Sticky.
the ultimate hype man. I love it.
No doubt.
Incredible. 2 for 2 again today, Kevin. Appreciate you coming in as always.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
13th and South. Check out Kevin Meyer, Myers Cork and Bottle. Today, we'll go to break. More Old School when we get back.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those serving today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. We live in the land of the free, thanks to the brave.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefit package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th Annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Special thanks to Platinum Partner Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, delivering dependable insurance coverage for your auto, farm, and home for over 130 years. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We are back on a Thursday. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman on the ones and twos. Big shout out to Kevin Meyer Cork and Bottle, 13th and South. Always great for him to come in on Thursday. Does a phenomenal job like always. Always has a great atmosphere and great customer service over there. And we always enjoy Kevin coming in and spreading his wealth of knowledge and the libations as well. But we are back in Lincoln, 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill here in Lincoln, and 168th and Maple up there in the Metro. And a lot has been going on, DP. But most importantly, before we're going to save the Lakers for 5 o'clock because we're going to try to get back on schedule here. So we got about 9 minutes, and I didn't get to send it to you. I just saw the send it to Austin. It's the head coaches on the hot seat in the NFL. Now DP, this hits a little home here, but number 5, we both are going to celebrate. Okay, number 1 on the hottest seat. That means on the butt warmers, he's on level 6, and you only have 3. Is Robert Saleh? He's taking receipts, so the receipts are that he's on the hot seat. Number 2, New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll. Obviously, I think he was not even on the hot seat after he made the playoffs. The coach, the owner said, "Don't be just a one-hit wonder." And number 3, a guy that probably was almost out the door, made some staff changes, and I think because of where they're located, got to be like under the radar. Number 3 is Dennis Allen. And number 4 is probably the most surprising coach to still be employed, considering this DP, let alone take the record. And that's just the known. I always say like that's the factual, right? So that's a fireable offense. Now, whether it's his fault or not, you have 2 assistant coaches that get let go during the season because of, I don't know what would be the way to say it, bad character inside the building, right? Now they are grown men operating on their own, but we've seen head coaches are held accountable. But Matt Eberflus still is a head coach. Number 5 on a medium low hot seat because he's number 5 out of 8. Mike McCarthy, Dallas Cowboys, lame duck.
It's your man's
lame duck coach
because it's your boy.
Well, last year, and a lot of coaches, from my experience, and DP, you know this too. It never had to deal with it when obviously when you were in Washington, but in Carolina, I mean, obviously the new owner, he'll fire anybody. But a lot of coaches, when they're in their what's called the lame duck year on their contract, just go up there. Say either you're going to give me a new contract or fire me. That's why you always have Black Monday. Well, Mike McCarthy says, "Hey, I like this. I like this type of pressure." He's okay with it. And here's the most surprising, but not surprising: the next 3. Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. Generally, right, DP, correct me if I'm wrong, when a coach fires both coordinators or gets 2 new coordinators, it usually gives you 2 years, right? Because you have the built-in excuse, right? I mean, just from our experience back in the day. I mean, is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I always found that interesting. Like, so I hired them, and they were so bad I had to fire them. So that should give me 2 more years to get it right. Under what logic? Under what logic is?
You know what that logic is?
I was so terrible at hiring. This is like I had problems here when it was said here. Like, hey, we did such a bad job. We need 2 more years to fix it. You should okay me for another 2 years.
Well, that was because on the recruiting trail there was some issues with 5 years left on your contract.
Yeah, the only coach in the NFC East who's not under fire is the newest hire.
Well, we ain't got to week 10 yet.
Literally the whole division is on fire because everybody knows it's one and done in the NFC East. You get a year and then you flop, and then somebody else steps up and gains exposure. Somebody else gets a run. The rest of this coaching, this list. First of all, can you just
we ain't done yet?
Can you put the Bears list head coach up there every year since Ditka? Was there ever maybe the Super Bowl year, the Lovey year?
But Lovey was pretty good.
But everybody else was on the hot seat every year.
Yeah.
Okay, so since Ditka.
All right, here we go.
Dave
I love this one. DP loves it. Before we get into this, if we have any listeners that are Chicago Bears fans, I'm pointing to DP.
Yeah.
DP loves whether it's going down the rabbit hole of their quarterbacks.
It's remarkable.
And now the head coaches.
It is a remarkable run.
Austin bless us with Mike Ditka on.
Yes.
Mike Ditka was succeeded by Dave Wanstead.
The stash.
Yeah.
The stash.
That's okay.
Who was followed by Dick Joran.
Wow. Dickie Joran.
Yeah.
Joran, okay.
Dickie Joran.
Yeah, I forgot.
He was a better safety than coach.
Well,
he was a better special.
He's a Hall
Sporting News and Pro Football Weekly and AP Coach of the Year in 2001.
Yeah, they were actually pretty decent for a year or two.
Yep. Then you had Lovey.
Yeah.
No issues that tenure. Mark Trustman for 2 years.
Yeah. Yikes.
John Fox for 3.
Oh, you're so kind to
John Fox
Foxy.
was decent.
He was decent in Carolina,
but he got up to the playoffs. The problem with John
14 and 34.
What didn't hold on. Weren't they good then?
Say that again. Say
14
that
and
again.
34.
Wasn't that what? But what was his last year? What was the year?
2017. The next year they have Mitch Trubisky with Matt Nagy.
That's where I was messed up. Yeah,
Nagy was 34 and 31.
That's where I was messed up because it was. I knew that. Okay,
and now
I stand correct. What coach had? Hold on, time out. Which coach had Jay Cutler when he had the fake knee injury, and then the backup came in? Then he's like, "All right, I can play." Who
that
was
would have been Lovey.
Was that okay? It was
That
Lovey.
Lovey.
So that's where I got messed up between Lovey and Fox.
Oh,
and that was like Lovey's last year, right?
Close to it. Yeah.
Oh,
the coach killer.
The illustrious history of the Chicago Bears.
You can't go wrong. Like you can't go wrong by saying, "Hey, take a look at the Bears."
They're
You can do that with the Bears.
They're the
Clippers, the Detroit Tigers.
Damn.
Yeah, Tigers had Leland.
Yeah, but
have they won a world championship? Detroit?
Yeah.
In baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recently?
No.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Let me look at that because I always think there are somebody went
when
through.
They had it, what was his name? Iggy. What was the dude that kept getting DUIs? What's his name? Number 24. Remember him? What's his name?
Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, I liked him. He said, "I'm a drink and I'm a drive, but I'm gonna hit home runs."
Oh, that's so good.
But that's what he said. He said, "Listen, remember when he got pulled over in spring training?
Yes.
He said, "You Miguel Cabrera." He said, "Yeah, you drunk, but I'm hitting home runs tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm hitting Bob's ball.
Yeah, best believe
Get
it.
me in now so I can get out.
You need tickets?
World Series title for the Tigers prior to the birth of Austin Orman in 1984.
That's when they had Tram on them. Alan Trammell. Yeah, I used to play with them on the. I don't know if it was PlayStation or Atari. They used to be hitting bombs.
Oh man!
But DP, you got to hear the next coach though.
Yes.
You know this one falls under Aaron Davis is when we used to say can we help a brother out?
Yeah.
Todd Bowles Todd Bowles takes him to the playoffs, rejuvenates Baker Mayfield's career, has a really good draft and a good defense, and then next thing you know, my brother's he's on the hot seat.
Okay.
And Todd Bowles, I'm gonna tell you this, DP, his voice does not match his body type.
That's what I'm saying. He's never I don't know how you can be led by Todd Bowles' voice.
That's a fireable offense anyway.
Like his facial expression is top notch. Then his voice, because it's literally you're there expecting. It's like Mike Tyson. You see the grimace and you go, "That's a bad dude."
Yeah.
Then he talks and you go, "He better be tough."
But if you see Todd Bowles,
he better be tough.
If you see Todd Bowles in person,
yeah,
he's a big old dude.
Look, so in DC when Todd was there, and Todd would come, we would have these meet and greets, and Todd would come, and without fail, it would be a line of people who would line up to meet this impressive man.
Yeah,
and then they would go up and he would try to sign stuff and take pictures without talking, and it was on purpose. But to watch, if you were a little boy below the age of 11 and you looked up at Todd Bowles, you were like, "This is magnificent. This is spectacular." And then he would talk.
Yeah.
And the kid was like, "Dang, my voice deeper than his."
Yeah.
Substitute teacher time.
It was
one of the great defensive minds.
Phenomenal.
But
learned under Jim Johnson of Philadelphia Eagles, rest in peace, defensive coordinator. Woo. Last but not least, on the hot seat, we've talked about Josh Allen, and we've talked about where he goes this year. I think this is if I'm Josh Allen, I'm in constant talks with my agent right now because I got to think about something bigger. We talked about Tony Baselli protecting his legacy going into Hall of Fame, not playing right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Sean McDermott is number 9 or number 8 on the hot seat now. I think he being a four times in a row AFC East champion probably lets him survive to the following year. But the one thing that happens in the NFL that people don't understand is guys get fired so the other guys can keep their job. Now, if they break up and it's, hey, DP, I got to let you go. But you know what? In probably 3 or 4 years, I'm going to be a head coach. I got you next time. Or if it's McDermott wanting to stay and Brandon having to fire him in his mind unjustly, then that's where it gets a little shaky.
Yeah,
I don't think McDermott should be on there.
You're right. I don't think McDermott should be on the list. I really don't.
And Kevin O'Connell ain't on the hot seat?
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder, like, what kind of deal you have to leave your boy off the list.
Yeah,
like
you
in
ain't in number 8.
You had to make a statement that we know the worst 8 franchises in the NFL.
Well, hold on, the Cardinals coach. I mean, you just chilling down there in Arizona?
Like you got a good time.
Right.
You got a good time. Look, listen, his seat is so hot, it may implode in August.
Who?
Cardinals. That job could be open.
Listen,
by training camp.
I am efforting to try to get Bryce Butler to come here. I'm trying to entice him because he's like this internet golfer, but I met him down the Super Bowl, and we text all the time. And when I go in on Pocket Hercules all the time, and I feel bad.
He's your Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I feel bad because I said he looks like the little kid that stole his parents' cell phone running around. You know what I mean? You got to chase him around and all that, and through the house, and you stub your toe. That's what he looks like when he's running. But when I say Bryce Butler goes in on Kyler Murray, and it's firsthand experience and knowledge, he has no problem at all getting busy. It's just amazing how some coaches kind of slide under the radar. You got 2 playoff coaches. And Bowles and McDermott. And then this is just an opinion on the list. On the hot seat. And NFL training camp is right around the corner. And if you don't think players know potentially where their coaches go or if they're on the hot seat or not, they know. And if you want to see it on the flip side, if you didn't think that Sean Payton and company knew that Russell Wilson didn't have any chance and to be a Denver Bronco this year, that's why he talked to him the way he did in Detroit.
I need to get to this list every year before training camp. Because this reminds me, first of all, this is not easy. And everybody doesn't have a chance. But there are 12 teams. We talk about the number of teams who really don't have a chance to win Super Bowl every year. And the reality is, while it varies at the top, at the bottom, it is a rock solid 12. Rock solid. That literally right now, if this is one of your teams, cross them off the list for potential Super Bowl champions. Why? Because they've never won it. Never won it.
Leave my Texans alone.
Hey, man, listen.
Leave them alone, man. They just a new franchise.
Hey, then, first of all, we're going to do it in reverse order. Reverse alphabetical order.
Just driving the stake in.
So the Tennessee Titans have never won it.
We can agree on that one, Jay.
Right?
We like that.
Right?
Yeah, man. I don't like Tennessee Titans.
we got to go to Minneapolis. I know you're mad, but the Vikings have never won it. The Chargers never won it. Jaguars never won it.
And never will.
They're all on the list. Texans never won it. There's a reason, but hey, still. Detroit Lions never won it. Cleveland Browns never won it. Cincinnati Bengals never won it. Carolina Panthers never won it. Buffalo Bills never won it. Atlanta Falcons never won it. Arizona Cardinals never won it. All of your hot seats should begin with teams on this list because you're bad. You're bad. You know you're bad. You've always been bad.
Yeah, but what's it going to take for them to get off of your list?
So here's the close. We can say that Buffalo is the closest.
Not this year. I don't think Buffalo is going to be good.
None of this. Listen, I'm willing. I'll go to Vegas and say I'll find somebody to wager money on these teams, any and all of these teams not winning, because what year Super Bowl is this? 50 what? 57, 58, 50, 58. They're 0-58.
Yeah.
Collectively, hey, Austin, quick math guy.
59, by the way.
59
Officially,
times
59.
12.
59 times
Austin
12
over-
would be
Austin over here
590
co-signing like a mug.
plus 118, 708.
They are 0 for collective 0 for 718. Boy, listen, if you are a season ticket holder in these markets, you make February plans every year. You never have to worry about, hey, you know what?
We're going to playoffs. Houston going to playoffs. Best believe that.
Yeah, but you're not gonna
win. They're gonna win 8. They're gonna win 1 game. They're gonna get the playoffs.
That's what metric, what math number is that can put in perspective that these professional sports organizations, who are the elite of the elite when it comes to putting rosters together, game planning, assessing talent, play calling within games, execution of plays, are 0 out of 718 attempts to get it right once. Never got it right.
When you say it like that,
boy,
that hits home. That hits home. Austin, that's just the gut punch. DP will kick in the gonads right there. I mean, just
yes, sir.
Just captain list right here.
Yes, sir.
You know, like when old Tom
yes,
and Jerry,
sir.
when they would wrap out this list, the Christmas list come down and just keep going.
708 coaches long.
Hey.
Just they ain't no choice. Just, you know what? Just might as well just don't even play. Just take that.
718 general managers. 718 quarterbacks. Hey, I'm team general. I'm elitist. Who's gonna follow? And 718 armies. 718 armies. Straight into a ditch. Straight to the bottom of the hill.
Ain't no Julius. He said there ain't no Julius Caesar over there. Ain't no Julius Caesars over there leading them teams, boy.
Oh God!
Thanks, DP. DP, that brought up great memories when Charlie Casserly called me up to come down to Houston.
Oh man!
Hey, here's a funny story. I remember being down there, man. Hey, Austin, you just got traded, pissed off. You understand me?
Man.
Angry, upset.
I was like,
pissed
what the
off.
hell? I said, what the hell you got me? First of all, it was hot. I mean, it was hot that I ain't never been in before. Like.
Buffalo to Houston, that's a difference.
It was 75 degrees, and I was like, yeah, it's hot up here in Buffalo. I get off, I never got off that plane. It was 90-something degrees. It was so humid. I was like, yo, what did I do to you, Tom Donahoe? You sent me down to Houston. And then I was like, man, these dudes are expansion team. This team is garbage. You couldn't have sent me to like Atlanta or something? Everybody needs some linebackers. I'm down here, man. And then now I'm thinking, I remember when Charlie used to meet Charlie Casserly, and I grew up a Redskins fan or Commander, so I knew about Charlie Casserly, and kind of how he's
oh man,
brother feelings was
just
hurt.
CJ, the meme of the kid just walking, he's kicking a can, his shoulders are all forward, he's just kicking the can down the street. That's Jay Foreman wearing a Houston Texans jersey.
But here's the thing,
he just shoulders slump, he won't look up. He's just kicking a can down the street.
Man. It took me about 3 weeks. It was like a new kid going to a school, going from public school or something to a private school. That's how it was. But after I got down there, I loved it though. I loved Houston. I didn't love that we weren't trying to win. I seen some dudes come through there. I'm like, dude, you couldn't even park my car. I mean, we were drafting dudes in the supplemental draft. In the second, third, we were just drafting dudes just to be doing it.
Y'all were a used car lot, bro.
Like I said, I'm not going to say who it was. I remember reading this scouting report. I will never forget this in my life. Because you read the scouting report, and they tell you the strength and weaknesses. They was like, he has slow feet. He looks big, plays soft. And then it was in capital letters, and it had a box around it, like a rectangle. Expose him on the pass rush. It didn't affect me, but I'm like, oh, this dude. I was talking about this. Charlie, you need to go. You need to go to work today.
This dude was a revolving door.
Listen. Listen, and like you said, come February or whenever the free agency started, I will never forget. I was so we lived right. I lived right by the stadium, and then it was me, and I'll never remember. One of my good friends on the team was Troy Evans, who's been on here before, and Jason Simmons. So we used to like kick it. We'd go play like this little 9-hole course. Kick a couple beers or whatever. And I remember our boy, we used to call him Money Reg because he used to wash your car. He always had a big wad of cash. I was like, you ain't getting nothing from washing cars, but it's cool. He come in, he's like, hey man, you guys just had a big free agency signing. And I looked at it, and all three of us looked at each other like, can you believe this? We out here trying to rub nickels together, trying to get paid, and they just gave this dude all this money.
Here's one that
your boy
in Carolina. 1997. Season is about to end. Last game. And the players, the leadership had gotten together. And at season's end, they went into the locker room. Now imagine you show up for the last home game Sunday, and your locker is empty before the game.
They emptied the players' locker?
The players emptied his locker because they said, there's no chance
that you come back.
That you coming back.
Hey, you know what they should have done? Hey, DP, you know what they should have done is put in his locker with they had like these little hooks where you put your hat. Just put the U-Haul key.
Yeah, just up in there. Like empty. Didn't even have the box.
Yeah,
didn't even have the box of stuff. Just you ain't gonna be here, bro.
But here's the worst part about that though, DP. Because when you do that, the equipment guys will ask you, what are you doing? So they were in on it.
They knew.
And then the equipment guys must have called upstairs, and they was cool with it.
And sure enough, he was gone.
Man, that's tough. We're gonna take a quick break, come back. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We got the Los Angeles Lakers hiring JJ Redick to a 4-year contract. No Laker coach in recent history has lasted more than 3 years. So my over-under is 1.5 years. JJ Redick was like, we'll go back to the booth and say this is a little bit better. And then also, Phil still has came out with his rankings. We'll probably be able to dive into it more next week. But he has the Big Ten rankings. There's some surprises. If I'm PJ Fleck, I'm a little upset. They got us behind UCLA with a new head coach. Anyway, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman. We'll be right back.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers. Strike 3, you're out! Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business, providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans, to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Although we can't control the
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman on the ones and twos. We're Old School, coming at you live from 1040 O Street. Hot, humid day here in the great city of Lincoln, Nebraska. We are brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 33rd Yankee Hill here in Lincoln. Be sure to get on their website and check out their lunch specials. It was on and popping with the Glizzy special a week or two ago. I went over there and had to partake because of the type of meat and great service that you get over there at the Mercado. So, but the breaking news of the day, Austin, is after the so-called courtship of Hurley, Mr. Dan Hurley, which was actually just going through the motions, the Lakers have decided rather quickly, in my opinion, considering what happened up there in Detroit, I guess less than 24 hours ago, with Monty Williams getting fired, to make the move and offer J.J. Redick a 4-year contract, which it seems like he accepted before you could get it out of you, before Rob Pelinka could send over the final draft of their first initial offer. He is now the new Laker coach. Obviously arriving with some scrutiny. I'm assuming, and according to Rob Pelinka and the reports, that he is in the process of acquiring or hiring, as I should say, a very experienced staff, considering that he doesn't have any coaching experience. We'll go to you first, Austin, because he's your dookie.
He is. I am not convinced he's going to be a great coach. I'm not convinced he's going to be a failure. I'm going to give him time to figure out who he is as an NBA head coach. I think he's been put in a real tough position. I think he is an absolute psycho, an absolute sicko for accepting this coaching job, right? To have your first ever coaching position be with the Los Angeles Lakers, not just the Los Angeles Lakers, but these Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, you're not getting big game James and Magic Man.
JJ Redick is a madman for this. He is unhinged. He is off the deep end, giving up the best job in sports, giving up his reputation that he worked so hard to cultivate.
Yeah. There you go, Cap. Go and walk. Walk it out.
on the good.
Walk it out, bro. Walk it out.
You think he's unhinged?
I think he's unhinged. I think here's the thing. It's like when NCAA Football 25 comes out and you take over, like, I'm trying to find the equivalent. Like, imagine taking over for Alabama. Like, is he going to be Nick Saban? Like, that's kind of what he has to do right now. All this history, all this tradition, you're down in the dumps. Unhinged, rabid fan base. Like, JJ Redick must have wanted to be a coach so incredibly bad that he's willing to jump on a horrible position for himself. So it is going to be impossible for JJ Redick to come out of this looking good unless he wins a championship, which is unlikely.
Essentially, the equivalent of taking over after Saban would be the guy that has a YouTube channel in his dorm, and a really popular YouTube channel, and he's breaking down plays, and then he gets hired to be Alabama.
Which is the thing. Coach. He's not the first guy to go from the booth to coaching, right?
And the
Mark
last
Jackson did it. Steve Kerr did it.
And
Doc Rivers was never an assistant.
They both, and all of them have done really well.
Done well enough, right?
Steve Kerr won a championship. What do you mean well enough? Yeah, what are you talking about?
Right. Okay, fine. But Steve Kerr's also a GM before.
Okay.
You know, which is coaching.
Is different.
I know. I'm just saying. It's different in the social media era. And also, none of them had to worry about their image like I think JJ Redick has.
Do you think JJ Redick cares about his image? He went to Duke.
I think that's why he cares.
No, he doesn't. His image, he's already dealt with everybody in America hated him already. What could be worse?
He's gonna bring in Christian Laettner as assistant coach.
What he needs to do,
he's gonna go get your boy. Who's your boy? Who's your fighter boy that plays on every bad team, but he makes every fan base hate him?
Battier? Shane Battier?
No, from Duke.
Shane Battier?
No, your boy.
Cherokee Park?
Grayson Allen.
He's still playing.
Grayson's
balling.
As I said, that's his first signing.
He just got
his first signing. Free agent signing is gonna be Grayson Allen.
Okay. He just got re-up from Phoenix.
Shane Battier, assistant coach. Mark it down.
I like
That's a respected veteran.
I like that. I do like
Carlos
it.
Boozer.
I do like that.
Hey, on the low.
Jason
John
Williams.
Shire needs to hire Carlos Boozer.
Jason Williams.
Them Boozer twins are
ballers.
Jason Williams. He's going on.
Boy.
He's gonna get all the dookies.
They're gonna be
promote
fighting
Bobby Hurley. One Hurley gets named Cage on this.
I don't want you. I don't want the older brother. I want the younger brother.
Here's this. Listen. This is how you know how good this is gonna be. Immediately, social media start having takes, and I just want to read a couple because they're pretty good. The first one says, "Wow, JJ Redick coaching a squad of non-shooters."
That's cold-blooded, man.
The guy goes, yeah, let's wrap up this LeBron James era with a quickness, why don't we?
That's cold-blooded, man.
He said, JJ.
The internet is cold-blooded. The internet is just a bad place.
JJ,
man.
you are trying to date Angelina Jolie after Brad Pitt and with rumors.
That's cold-blooded, man. You know what one thing I've realized, Austin, people got way too much time on their hands.
That's spectacular.
Far too much. And they're too creative for their own good sometimes.
But I would like to see him use his creativity for something good, man. My man wanted to be a head coach. Now, here's where I think he's crazy. This is the honest to God truth. If LeBron was guaranteed to come back and AD, I like it because they can hold your hand. It's kind of like, no different when LeBron wanted T. Lue, right? Now, granted, he was an assistant, but still, he'd never been the man before. The problem is the Lakers don't have any draft capital. They don't have any players that you can develop.
Speaking of that, we went over the Lakers draft picks during On the Block. Do you guys like that list?
Oh, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give it again.
Go ahead, Austin. Just give DP more ammunition. Just sit here and laugh for like 5 minutes. Go right ahead.
Okay, we'll start in 2013.
You over here tickling. You hit a funny bone. Austin. Anybody out there needs somebody to co-sign. We got him here. You just get this. Hey, DP, hold on. DP. I'm gonna do you like Shaq did Barkley. This is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, back to 2, back to 1. You went 1, 3, 1, 3. We got to start fighting. Go ahead, man.
I'll start in 2013 to just as an act of self-deprecation. Ryan Kelly, the White Falcon from Duke.
Oh, you're going over their draft picks.
Yes, their draft.
Oh, I thought you were going to say who they have.
No.
Okay, Ryan Kelly. Okay,
2013, 2014.
But he upgraded though because he married somebody, right?
He's doing fine.
Who did he marry?
I forget, but she's
like a
doing well.
superstar, right?
Something like that.
That's why he retired. Go ahead.
Julius Randle.
That was a big loss.
The next year, next year,
Ingram.
They draft D'Angelo Russell and Larry Nance Jr.
Wow. Well, Larry Nance came to Cleveland and won a championship, right?
No, he was after that. I think. Okay.
Or no, he went with the Lakers. Did he come back? Return to the Jedi?
Gone. I thought he was gone.
I don't know.
Either way, he's gone. 2016, Brandon Ingram and Ivica Zubac.
I don't even know who the other dude is. Ivica, whoever.
He's the starting center for the Clippers.
Oh, Zubac. Yeah, I like that. You got rid of both of them.
Both of them.
That's Rob Pelinka.
Yep. After that, it was Lonzo Ball, which whatever. Year after that, Mo Wagner and Svi Mikhailuk. Okay, so whatever.
You ain't even. Did they even play for you? They're both in there. Mo Wagner's in Orlando.
Yes, he was not good.
You traded him for Mo Bamba.
2019, DeAndre Hunter, role guy for Atlanta. You never really saw. Jaden McDaniels playing a role for your Wolves right now, Jay.
Yeah. You can't shoot under pressure, though.
And then since then, Isaiah Jackson. Exactly. Max Christie. Hadn't seen the floor.
Is that Doug Christie's son?
Let's
just say he is.
Okay.
Yeah,
for
conversation's sake.
And then Jalen Hood-Schifino and someone named Mojave King.
And this, okay, we'll just stop right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's the list.
Okay, but we'll stop right. We'll stop right there. We'll stop right there.
Just holding the laughter back.
How in the
making
hell
my heart
does
beat
Rob
funny.
Pelinka still have a job? How? Do you just the last 4 years of your draft? How are you still the GM? What do you have on Genie? There is no way. Those are not the best guys that you could draft. The two dudes, I can't even pronounce their name. What are you doing? Just don't draft anybody.
This dude just said this. JJ Redick thinks of himself as Justin Timberlake sexy back. Who he actually is with the Lakers is Justin Timberlake mugshot.
We open a can of worms, Austin. We done for the next 45 minutes. We're just wasting time right now. We're just wasting time right now.
This is stream exclusive as well. So special treat for those people.
It's
oh no.
I think JJ Redick will do better than what people think. I don't think they'll win a championship. I don't think they have enough pieces to do so. I think you're taking over a team it's almost like the team is divided in half. Like you have some good you have two guys who won a championship. You have Austin Rivers that has done it. And then you kind of have to bring back D'Angelo Russell, it sounded like. You kind of have to until you can trade him. Right. So now you're in this Russell Westbrook type of deal. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we really don't want you, but we're going to overpay you. So you got like 3.5 legitimate players. You're probably going to get the worst version of D'Angelo Russell because that means he had gotten paid. And then what do you do, or what does LeBron have to do? And then if LeBron decides to go somewhere else, then how does that affect AD? Now, the best thing would have been if Rob Pelinka said, listen, we're going to come out and we're just going to just implode this thing and we're going to start over. And you kind of like with Pat Riley or Spoelstra, we're going to start, I'm going to work with you. But you can't do that because you don't have a Pat Riley as a GM. Right. So then now he's essentially taking this job. And I will say this, if I was a football coach, say I was coaching in the NFL and somehow, or if I guess I was a commentator, I guess I'm like, okay, like right now, whatever, in the Cowboys, which essentially is like the Lakers, they're always in the conversation, they ain't won anything. Well, Lakers recently, obviously. You have to take this job. You have to take this job. If you're trying to coach, you have to take this job. Because if you do well here, it will set you up for the future. If you don't, you still have options. You have to take this job.
But why not go to Detroit, where there's less of the other? No, listen to me.
You go ahead and clip that.
Listen to me.
Detroit? Are you kidding me right now?
I saw the back of Jay's head. I know exactly the look.
No, but you're right.
I wish I had my sunglasses.
Right. So
I want that Marcus Spears thing.
If you are JJ Redick, if you're a new coach, if you're a coach with zero coaching experience, but you believe you're a really good coach,
right?
The greater risk is LA, because if you fail this, you're done. In Detroit, listen, if you're moderately successful, and I mean I'm using moderately loosely,
win 41 games,
win 31 games, you are a genius. You are a genius. Remember, 31 wins in Detroit versus 31 wins in Los Angeles. And you're talking about a damaging media market in Los Angeles. Detroit, you're hearing crickets. It's crickets in Detroit. There's zero expectation. And this is an organization that is so bad that they just threw, like Spanky from Little Rascals, threw $65 million out the window with a smile on their face.
I would also rather build around Cade Cunningham than Anthony Davis.
See, so it's not as ridiculous as it sounds because it's ridiculous. That's how ridiculous the situation is.
It's ridiculous to go to Detroit. First of all, Detroit has no chance in hell to win more than 14 games next year. They are paying Evan Fournier $19 million. You don't have a chance. You have a chance to get, as long as you get to the playoffs, and LeBron's going to carry you to the playoffs with the Lakers, and then that's fine.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. You'll get to the playoffs with LeBron and AD. If you run it back with the same team, you'll get in the playoffs. So then
they barely got the playoffs this year.
Yeah, you'll get in there. That's the playoffs. You'll get in there. You in there.
You think anybody
But you're going to Detroit?
West,
what are you going to do in Detroit? Win 20 games and what?
Well, it doesn't take much to get in the playoffs in the East anyway.
Detroit
ain't it's a different launching pad.
True.
31 wins, you're in the discussion.
Isaiah Stewart still on the scene.
No, that's a statement of reality.
It's easier than the East, but you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere in Detroit. JJ Redick is not coming out of the booth to coach the Detroit Pistons. There's no way in God's green earth he's going to Detroit.
Jay, if you got a coaching opportunity to lead a program, it makes much more sense for you to go coach Wesleyan than for you to run the program down the street. Why? Metrics, measurement, responsibility, accountability, all those things different. Over there, if you're successful, then you can they'll send a carriage for you and bring you down the street with golden coins in your tub.
I like my chances at Nebraska.
Okay,
I'm not minimizing your point. My I guess rebuttal to that is Detroit's nowhere. And yes, the growth potential in Detroit is way bigger than the Lakers long term. But nobody's going to be coaching in Detroit long term.
Will anyone be coaching in Los Angeles long term? He signed
Exactly.
a 4-year
that's
deal. No one's
literally
been
the
there
thing.
longer than 3 years since
That's
Phil.
the thing,
Right.
Is
So
it
you're
Los Angeles?
so would you rather be in LA or Detroit and you know you're going to be losing?
What level of success can you achieve in Los Angeles? Do you legitimately think in the West that you're going to achieve compared to being in the East with zero pressure? There's no pressure.
It's Detroit's an easier job, but it's also going to be
just my point.
Detroit's an easier job, but I think it's also going to be easier, or it potentially should be easier to assemble a staff to go to the Lakers. Now,
okay,
I think they're both the same. They're both dumpster fires. I'll say it like this. I say it all the time. It's whatever type of diarrhea you like.
Yeah.
You like the slow one that's going to bubble up all day, or you like the one that's going to be explosive. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because Detroit's a little bit longer process.
End up.
I can see JJ Redick going through year one and be like, you know what, man? I like evaluating games a little bit better.
So here's the last text. Lakers fans having to watch the Celtics win their 18th world championship, and now JJ Redick is your head coach. Not a good week.
Let me ask your guys' opinion. And this is going to come up on national guys because you see this a lot with the bigger name guys. Do you really think Darvin Ham was a good enough coach to still be the coach?
My rebuttal is they did. I think that's how we got here.
What do you mean?
Is the fact that the Lakers thought that this was the move.
Right. I'm asking your guys' opinion.
No, there was nothing about it that made sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think
nothing about it.
Yeah. I think the Lakers are going through this process of, and you see a lot of teams see this, right? Whereas they got a ton of past success. Of course, they won a championship. I don't know why you fired Frank Vogel. I don't know why you would do that. Right. Okay, you just I don't know what it was. Was it a bad bottle of tequila or whatever? I don't care. You know.
Well, that underscores the whole problem with what Los Angeles is doing. Either they need to hire a Vogel who would be great to coach a team through a rebuild and still defensive principles, how to play the game the right way or whatever. Either blow it up with him, get a team in his style, or pay a coach, right? They lowballed Hurley. If he's supposed to be the guy, you don't lowball.
You got to overpay to get him out there.
Well, you're not getting Spoelstra out of Miami, right? He's a grinder. He's a lifer. He's Riley's dude in Miami, right? He's not leaving. Give Nick Nurse a grandfather offer. Something like that, right? A tactician, a big mind that's worked with stars before, but they're trying to have it both ways, right? They want to be thought of as this big money franchise, glitz and glam, but they're not spending on it. They're on a shoestring budget right now. They're cutting it too close. Either spend the money and bring in all these big names and win, or cut back for a few years, don't spend, save up, have a long-term plan, and then grow from there. But they're trying to have it both ways, and that's why it's not working.
They've been playing a Halloween for way too long. And the bigger part of coaching a franchise like the Lakers, kind of like the Cowboys or whatever,
Raiders,
it's 85% personality and how you do everything besides X's and O's. And the Lakers have missed the buck, period. Because I think Frank Vogel started to really, really embrace that type of it. And they're like, all right, man, you know what? You're not too, you only won a championship 2 years ago, so you got to go. Now, I think, with Jason Kidd, if, he was on the staff, well, if you like Jason Kidd so much, you should have hired him, right? You shouldn't have let him go to Dallas. And now that they tried to hire him back, I think the Lakers have struck out. I think they thought they were a lot more attractive franchise and job than they actually are. Because I think the only time that the Lakers will get a big time coach, and I don't even know who would qualify as a big time coach that you could really get besides Spoelstra, Pop's too old, or anybody like that. You're going to have to trade for this coach. You're going to have to do like Tampa Bay Bucks did for John Gruden in Broncos. You're going to have to trade for him. Then the problem is, if you're catching him towards the end, you're not getting the guy that you've been telling yourself you're getting. So they're really up, creek right now. And it's it'll be interesting how it does. The most important thing of any coach, and we all know this, is who you have as a staff. We already know who the GM is. So you're already going into the street fight with one hand in your pocket, so that you got to get a staff that's experienced in everything that you are very inexperienced at. I think JJ Redick knows X's and O's. We know that because he's not too far removed from the game. I think he knows. I think the biggest thing and biggest transition for him is what type of locker room he has and how he can keep a pulse on that locker room and then kind of move in that locker room.
That's my question for you two. What's going to be easier for JJ Redick early in his coaching career? Is it going to be game management and calling plays, or is it going to be locker room management and rapport, right? It's not like he's been out of playing for that long. He played against a number of guys on the roster, but he hasn't been in an NBA locker room for a while and not as a coach. So would it be easier for him on the bench in the game or in the locker room behind the scenes?
I think he'll be better. The easiest thing for him is basketball. Timeouts and all that, he'll do good because that's what he does when he's calling games. You're doing that. That's what made Steve Kerr so good. Steve Kerr was really good because he had the GM experience, but he knew how to manage personalities. So that's going to be the biggest thing. And then also a staff, because they're going to have to do an excellent job of developing players that nobody's heard of. And they're going to have to really get a big return on investment on some guys that they either get in veteran minimums and stuff like that. They're going to have to piece together to be able to compete in the West, because the West is only going to get bigger and stronger over the years. So anyways, good segment there. We're gonna jump into Phil Steele's college football preview, but more importantly, the Big Ten. Nebraska's ranked pretty good, but there's some teams up, especially up in Minneapolis, I'm sure it's got this posted up in their locker room. But we're gonna take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, DP Austin Orman. We'll be right back.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike three, you're out.
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure, I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School. DP stepped out to handle some business like he always does. Second segment is 5 o'clock hour. Like we said, Phil Steele came out with his first rankings or first preview. He does a really good job. I never really got into it, but he does a really good job. And he had the rankings of some teams here, Austin. And if I am up there in the great MPLS, as we like to call it, and we're going to go here. We'll go from the bottom, the ranking all 18 teams. So we'll go from the bottom all the way up to the top. Obviously, Ohio State is probably number one, along with Michigan. But let's start at number 18, Austin. Michigan State, new coach. I can understand that. Jonathan Smith coming in. 15 returning starters or starters and transfers. Schedule's ranked 22nd in the nation. They only have one player projected to be first team All Big Ten, and that's their punter. So I understand that, right? That's a legit ranking, right? Mm-hmm. Here's one also a surprise right here, considering that it was a tough out for Nebraska last year, and that's at number 17, Purdue Boilermakers. Now I will say this: they lost, some defensive guys, and obviously weren't very explosive on offense. But you would think with Coach Walters, with his personality, his getting a year under his belt and experience in the Big Ten, that they would be ranked a little bit higher.
Losing Skirtin is a big deal.
Big deal.
game record.
Yeah, first rounder.
Yes.
And Purdue's always in a tough spot in the Big Ten. And it says in this article, with the elimination of Big Ten West, it's a big blow to Purdue and what they can do, because you can kind of hide a little bit in the Big Ten West, but then also for a young coach being number 2. So I do understand it. I just thought they were a little bit better, but they do have a tough schedule this year. Right. They're the 6th hardest schedule. Here's one that's probably more surprising. Number 16, Northwestern Wildcats. Considering Coach Braun and what he's done last year under not so ideal circumstances, beating Utah in the bowl game, exceeding everybody's expectations last year, including ours. I might have said they weren't going to win one game. I think you maybe gave them one. I think you gave them one. I think it's a surprise. They're the biggest surprise and the best story of college football last year. To be, third to the bottom is a little surprising. Even considering who's coming in and considering what they did last year, you expect them to start off right where they're at, because they were actually more active in recruiting and then in the transfer portal than what people give them credit for.
I am actually more sold on all of the teams we've mentioned so far than one of the newcomers.
Me too, especially a couple of them.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna dive into that. So, and then number 15, a team that's a coach that's pushed some needles up there in Minneapolis, is demanding more, obviously, support in NIL, and has been a thorn in Nebraska's side ever since he's been here, and is earned the respect of continue to be there. He's been up for numerous jobs year in, year out. PJ Fleck, he's got 16 guys coming back, and they count at returning starters and transfers. 3 guys that are projected to be first team All Big Ten, 2 offensive players and 1 kicker. But you expect, even though they lost their defensive coordinator to Penn State, I always say the fabric of good defense and identity led by PJ Fleck and in that defense will still be there, because they do have talent and they recruited well, especially within the state lines of Minnesota. I'm very surprised at where they're ranked.
I am too. Minnesota and Northwestern just feel like bold challenger teams to me, which tells me that if they're ranked this low, according to Phil Steele, either
we're missing something,
or it tells you how deep the league is.
Yeah.
Right.
And look, when you always, USC is just going to get the benefit of the doubt just because of their talent. Oregon is legit. They have national title aspirations, and you expect that Washington, even though they lost their head coach, and we were lucky enough to get their athletic director, and they lost a lot of players, not only to the draft, but then obviously in the transfer portal, that they have enough depth to be there, because Washington's new. Now that brings us to number 14, which, if I'm the other teams that are behind number 14, this is in my locker room right here, especially up there in Minneapolis. We're just talking about J.J. Redick. You got Deshaun Foster, who I played against, a great running back, great dude, UCLA Bruin through and through. Got the job after Chip Kelly just is like, I was on the hot seat, almost fired him. I'm coming back. Oh, we don't have any NIL support, and you really wanted to fire me? I'm gonna go take an offensive coordinator job rather than be here and collect my check. He's the head coach. They have a hard schedule. They have no projected first team all Big Ten players. They didn't have a lot of depth, and they're at 14.
Hard schedule, unsettled quarterback room, new conference,
new
first time head coach.
Eric Bieniemy coming back to college, which I think he's kind of like the assistant head coach or associate head coach. So I think that helps him out, but still, it's different.
There's no 3-win team.
Right. And they got you at 14. Now, this brings us to our buddy here, who, when we saw him at Big Ten, listen, my man last year was this team was the belle of the ball last year at Big Ten Media Day, and my man was rolling and loving it. And listen, he has been eating good. All right, is Brett Bielema fighting Illinois or fighting the Illini? Excuse me. They're at 13. No projected first team all Big Ten players. They had a breakout season. They kind of, Nebraska, I think, had potentially a season changing win there on that sleepy Friday night goal line stand. Nebraska pulled it out.
Day my kid was born.
Yeah, Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was a big day for it. It was a big day for everybody here. I'm a little surprised where they're at. I don't think they're going to be very good this year.
Yeah, I would probably take Minnesota over Illinois right now. Northwestern is probably in that conversation at least, but losing what they did on defense is a big deal.
And I don't think they've really recovered from losing Walters. And also, Jim Leonard is gone too.
Right.
So that's even bigger. So he was, he's moved on as like a little rental project for him. Now it moves us to number 12. Now, this one I do not get. All right. The Indiana Hoosiers are number 12. Now, hey, they have an easy schedule. They have 21. They say returning starters and transfers, but I was able. They were 3-9 last year, right? And they have a huge turnover. Kurt Signetti comes in, and he's had one of those things. He won the press conference. I don't know if you can, if he won the press conference, but he did. He's welcoming 31 new players, kind of like how Dion did, and to get him to come in. A lot of the players that he knew from, the conference and where he came from. But I watched Indiana's spring game. Their quarterback play is going to be interesting. They haven't decided. They have one guy that's kind of more of a run first. They're not overly big. They're not overly, let's say, from a physicality standpoint. But I'm going to tell you, they play with a lot of energy. I liked some of the things they did last year. I think they are more talented from a quickness and speed standpoint. I don't care how easy the schedule is. 12 is way too high.
Probably slightly high, but I could see them squeaking out a bowl game. Let's think through the schedule here.
Yeah,
they're going to beat Florida International, Auta, even week 1.
Okay, let's give them the benefit of doubt.
Okay, Western Illinois.
Okay, they're 2-0.
Go to UCLA.
That's a toss-up.
We'll see. 50-50. Okay, so keep a list of the 50-50 games. UCLA is a 50-50. Charlotte at home.
All right. Yeah. I'll give it. So you're at home.
There's 3.
3.
Okay. Host Maryland.
L.
Okay. To Northwestern.
That's a dogfight.
That was 50-50. Second 50-50 game. You host Nebraska after a bye week.
Nebraska beating Indiana.
I would hope so, but Indiana's going to view that as a coin flip.
Okay.
We hope it's not. But
I'm picking Nebraska in that game.
Okay.
But okay.
We'll say 2 coin flips. Host Washington.
L.
Okay.
Right?
I'm not entirely sold on Washington, but we'll see.
They're next though. But
at Michigan State. Coin flip for me.
Coin flip.
Okay. Then you host Michigan and go to Ohio State back-to-back weeks.
So 2 L's.
Double L. And then you host Purdue to end the regular season.
I can see them beating Purdue. So you have 4 wins, like that predicted to win.
3 coin flips, and 5 should be L's. Win 2 of the 3 coin flips, there's a bowl game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Washington, look at Washington right here. Washington has 6 total returners and transfers. Washington should not be number 11.
No.
But I still think they got talent, though. I just think they have more talent, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm a big Jed Fish believer.
Oh, see, I need to see more.
I'm all in on Jed Fish.
Is he the next Drinkwitz for you?
No, well, Jed Fish is a banker that just knows how to he's real smooth. He's a great talker, great dude. He's worked his way up. I think they're going to be competitive. I don't know how good they're going to be.
Okay.
But I think they're going to be well coached.
Fair.
Scotty Graham is running back. I think they're going to be better than people think. I just don't think they're going to be very. I think all the talent is gone. So it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be more along the lines of the first year when he went to Arizona. Number 10, Maryland Terrapins. Nebraska had them on the ropes. Has quietly been a consistent bowl team. I like Mike Loxley. They got 12 guys coming back. They got a big returner coming back. Now they lose Talia, which was weird. It was like he went in the portal, then he had to go to. I don't know where he's at. He's going to.
Well, he has to be in the draft,
right? Yeah. So you lose a quarterback, but I think with their system, I like their wide receiver group. They just got a big recruit in a corner, but I think just overall, I think Loxley has done a good job over the last 3 or 4 years of getting bigger and more physical up front. And so that's going to allow them to stand pat or to be that number 10 ranking. I think they'll be
They're
good.
fine. Middle.
I like that.
That's
yeah.
Okay.
Next is Wisconsin Badgers. The fun and gun with Braylon Allen last year didn't work, but I think they had one of the best. They got Van Dyke in the transfer portal. They got a really good receiver, which is I'm surprised he's not ranked as the first team All Big Ten, but I think that's just a matter of the depth of there. And first team, he could be second team. Is there really a big difference? I think they have some defensive stalwarts coming back. And they have a pretty good offensive line led by their big right tackle. So I think they're going to be able to be efficient enough on offense in better quarterback play this year to be that number 9 rank, to be legit. This is all going to be about how I guess they've weeded out the guys that weren't really all in on Luke Fickell and his new way of doing things, and how much the decision makers, athletic department, and alumni are okay with it as well. Because the days of lining up and smashing you for 4 quarters is over. Now they still have the ability to do that, right? But they don't have Braylon Allen as the running back anymore.
Tyler Van Dyke's got to show me something.
Right.
One good year, one really bad year. Probably an upgrade from Tanner Mordecai, but he's got to prove it.
He's got to stay healthy. And that's been part of the problem with Mordecai last year, but that's Van Dyke's kryptonite, staying on the field.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do it. They want to pass it a lot more. Now you open them up to be injured. This team right here is a little scary. Now, sometimes I think Rutgers gets too much credit, but not enough credit. So it's talking on both sides. I think they don't get enough credit of the job that Greg Schiano's done. I think he's an excellent coach. I think they're coached the right way. I think they're really a big problem on special teams because they really try to just condense the game. Offensively, they were atrocious last year.
Mm-hmm.
And
pretty much have been the whole time he's been
right in there. But they've been recruiting their tail off. It's an easier schedule. They're number 8. So now they are this year's version of Illinois last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're expected to make that big leap. But with pressure comes expectations. Now you're getting everybody's best shot. They have a light schedule in 2024. I'd actually flip them in Wisconsin or them in Maryland. They're 8. I could see 10 is good enough for them. That's now you're in single digits. I think that's a little too much for Rutgers.
I could see Rutgers having the season that I think we all would have been happy with from Nebraska basketball last year. Get to the middle of the conference.
Yeah.
Right. Get to a bowl game again, get postseason play.
And they'll put you at 9 or 8. So that's right. That's right there.
Everything breaks right and they steal a game. Maybe they shouldn't.
Yeah. Has some exciting games.
6 or 7 maybe. Right. But if Rutgers sits between 8th and 10th in the conference, that's really good for them moving forward.
That's a great year for. They are. I know DP talked about the Detroit Pistons. They're the Detroit Pistons of the Big Ten.
Sure.
And so if they end up making the playoffs like the Detroit, or getting in the top 10 for the Big Ten, I think that's good. Number 7, Nebraska, the Darlings right now. They have the number 50th schedule in the nation. A lot of guys coming back, obviously on defense, and then we got Dylan Raiola. So they don't have a projected win-loss record, but I think that's pretty good. If everything goes right, everybody stays healthy, considering the amount of people you have in continuity. You have come back with Tony White's defense. I like where we're going at is special teams as far as like the specialists, the kickers or whatever. And I think we have more depth in as far as returners. So I think that gives you more options as well. I like the things that they've done in the transfer portal. Have 2 legit receivers that have done it, that are able to mentor and I guess nurture those outside receivers, that the young guys that were forced into action last year. I think overnight we've increased our depth. I think Thomas Fedoni is going to be healthy. So I think that gives you an option. I think the emergence of Borkacher gives you another option. And then I like Lindenmeyer as well, number 44. He's the Swiss Army. I think he's the guy. He's the tempo setter because he's the move guy. I think he gives them the ability to set edges different ways if you need some help, some speed rushers. And he can catch in short areas we've seen. And then also if Carter Nelson really is able to slowly but surely, morph into a tight end, but really step into that move tight end for matchup problems and has good hands. Now you're like, okay, well, a position group that wasn't very good last year, or as far as production wise, is a big plus this year, led by Fedoni. So I think it's probably right on time.
I would like to see Nebraska ahead of the team that Phil Steele has ranked ahead of them, but jumping up from where Nebraska would be jumping from, getting to 7 would be a huge success. So what I hope for the program, what I think is possible for the program, absolutely needs to be shown on the field before they get that ranking. But I have a lot of questions on the number 6 team.
Yeah, I think Nebraska doesn't get the benefit of the doubt that USC gets. I think USC gets the benefit of the doubt. Number one, obviously, they just had the number 1 pick in the draft, but USC has always been able to score points. And Lincoln Riley has been saying that they've beefed up their defense. And, they're going to be better on offense. I think the young man that came in the bowl game threw for 500 yards lets you know that this offense is just going to be rolling. So that's why I think they get the benefit of the doubt, because they have a more established offensive system. They went 8-5 last year, and that was a dressed up 8-5. They looked horrible, especially the second. And Caleb Williams didn't look good either the second half. They'll be able to score, and it just come down to how they adjust to Big Ten football and how do they adjust to the new defensive scheme. So I think Nebraska leapfrogs them. Next is Iowa. They're going to, in the picture that they have, is Kurt Ferentz out there. I think this is against Ohio State probably. And they got Big 79, Big 70. They got Lachey coming back. So Iowa said they're coming back to run the football. Logan Jones is a good center. We have my man Jay Higgins as a linebacker. He's good. And Nick Jackson's good. So what does that let you know what they're going to do? They're going to run the ball and they're going to play defense. And they're going to play cover 3. And they're going to be able to intercept the ball. And they're going to play good special teams. Iowa's going to Iowa. So that's probably right where they're going to be at.
I like Iowa more than I like Michigan this year. Iowa has more coming back. I think Iowa's defense
McNamara is healthy.
McNamara is solid. Not that Tim Lester as the OC moves the needle for me at all, but this is more of I have more questions about Michigan than I do Iowa. I think Iowa's going to schedule its way to 10 wins.
Yes, and the only thing that hurts Iowa is the few times they're expected to be really good, they're garbage.
Faceplate.
Right, yeah. So, but again,
Fine by me.
And here comes the team we mentioned previously is Michigan. I like Sharon Moore, the transition. I think that 3 or 6 game trial period gave the powers that be a look-see into him. Obviously, you win a national championship, you get thrown into the Lions Den there at Penn State. His press conference after the game would probably not make me hire him, but you know what? I think it'd be good. He's an excellent recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
He's an excellent motivator. He's one of the best, if not the best, offensive line coach in the nation. That ain't changing. I like where they're at. I think it's going to be slow starting, but I think they're going to be good. And it'd be I don't think they're win a national championship, but I think it'd be good. This team right here, number 3, Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm not sold on them. I know they've upgraded in some coaching staff. I just don't see it. They just have never done it.
Mm-hmm. It feels kind of like late 2000s, early 2010s Clemson to me.
Yes.
There's always one game, one play, one team. They just can't get
over the hump.
I like their talent. James Franklin is fine. Doesn't really move the needle for me, right? I think he's like the boring kind of good, but has never ascended to great outside of having one of the best players in program history in Saquon. Right. So Penn State's going to be good. I think it's between them and Iowa for that 3rd or 4th Big Ten playoff spot in the 12-team playoff. I want to like Penn State a little bit more than I do Iowa, but to your point, they've never done it.
And I think
now you keep changing over coordinators and give yourself no chance to grow.
I think Iowa just has that. If it getting down to a game between those two, I'm going to go with Iowa just because Iowa's going to Iowa.
Yeah.
The next team real quick is Oregon. Immensely talented. I'm not a Dan Lanning fan, so I hope they have a crappy year. But they're talented, well coached, big physical guys, a lot of speed. Dylan Gabriel was a huge get. Tess Johnson is for real. They got Cornelius here projected first round or first team, but the other tackle is just as good. So they're definitely legit national title contenders in Big Ten, and then obviously Ohio State has the best roster in the nation. Big year for Ryan Day. You went out there and spent some big bucks, and Will Howard has got to answer the bell, but they have some great talent. So we'll see. Quick 2 hours, obviously Thirsty Thursday. Also, you get another little bit of Thirsty Thursday. We got E. Strick and Clester Johnson, WTF. We Talk Facts coming up here at 6, followed by Ticket Weeknights. But we are Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, DP stepped out a little bit, old school. We'll holler at you tomorrow.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure, I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars,